White House today unveiling a proposal to help the struggling middle class, including limits on federal loan payments and an extra tax deduction for families with young children. But with the economy continuing to shed jobs, is Washington doing enough? For more on that, we're joined by Bernstein. He's an economic advisor at the White House, and he helped run the middle class task force. Jared, great to have you back with us. So how will these proposals make a real difference?
If you look at the kinds of budgetary squeezes that so many middle-class families faced, and I say faced because they faced it well before the Great Recession took hold and simply made those budget squeezes even tighter, things like paying for child care, things like elder care for folks who are kind of in that sandwich generation between child and elder care, things like making paying the debts on student loan, issues having to do with retirement security. All of those were real squeezes on middle-income family budgets, and our task force, chaired by the Vice President, has been focusing on them for a year. We're very happy to announce a set of initiatives targeted precisely at those budgetary squeezes.
So Jared, is this an attempt then to make life better for those Americans, to be nice and maybe also garner some votes while you do it? Or do you actually expect to wring some growth out of this? I mean, do you actually expect to see this boost spending and help the economy?
You know, I think it's an important question in the following sense. And if you look at the president's comments today, the primary imperative when it comes to helping the middle class right now are the two words you said. I'd probably turn it around: jobs and growth. And there is no way we're going to turn away, lose any focus on that, the urgency of those imperatives. And you heard the president talk about this actually since before we got here, but most recently last month in a speech here in D.C., talking about a set of new jobs initiatives to build off some of the successes in the Recovery Act and to help free credit to small businesses, invest in clean energy, and build more infrastructure. That is the key to the growth and jobs agenda. You see the House moving in a similar direction. The Senate has some energy there. These proposals we're talking about today are targeted at the long-term budget squeeze faced by middle-class families when it comes to child care, when it comes to elder care, when it comes to paying back student loans, when it comes to retirement security. It's an issue that's intimately related to the living standards of middle-class families that have been under the gun for predating the recession. But the primary imperative is to offset the downturn of the recession, to help the middle class through great job opportunities.
But Jared, so wait, help me out. Maybe I missed something. I mean, but these proposals to help out the middle class, these tax cuts, they don't really do anything to create jobs. And that's really the number one problem, correct?
Look, you have to be able to do a couple of things at once. First of all, the job creation agenda is not only underway, but it's something we're going to be amplifying in coming weeks. And I'll cite the President's State of the Union address on Wednesday night to learn more about that. And in fact, the Recovery Act thus far created or saved up to 2 million jobs, has another 1.5 million to go. At the same time, we've got students who are suffering under truly burdensome debt when it comes to their student loans. They get out of college and their initial career starts out with too much debt. This can help them. We've got families who are trying to make ends meet. Child care is squeezing them. We can help them with an expanded child care tax credit.
Hey, Jared.
We've got families trying to make their elderly relatives more comfortable. We can help them in that regard as well.
Jared, let me ask you, as soon as I heard about this, I called Chris Edwards. He's the director of tax policy studies at the Cato Institute. He said there's no real marginal effect here and that it would really be better to cut corporate taxes. We have an average corporate tax rate in this country of 40%, compared to, say, 24% in Europe, or the second highest in the world. Wouldn't that help?
So let me get this straight. We want to help students who are facing a hugely burdensome debt on their student loans. We want to help families whose child care expenses have been way outpacing their income.
The question is, do you want to grow the economy? Do you want to grow the economy?
Wait, please let me answer your question. We either directly raise a child tax credit to help people paying for child care, we either directly help students facing burdensome loans, or we go out and cut corporate tax rates. Which to you sounds like the more direct method to help the middle-class squeeze, actually getting in there like the president, vice president trying to do and trying to loosen that squeeze, or going out and cutting corporate taxes? We're talking about some direct targeted programs at elements of the middle class budget that have been squeezed for decades now.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Hey, Jared, thank you so much. Jared Bernstein, White House economic advisor.